I think my wife of 10 years is cheating on me with her boss. Am I delusional? Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we've got a story from r/surviving infidelity where Op has every reason to believe that his wife is cheating on him with her boss. Before we start, if you have any personal stories of how you got out of a toxic relationship with your cheating wife or girlfriend that you want to share, feel free to email them to me. Let's get started. Original story. My wife, 36F, and I, 34M, have our 7th wedding anniversary coming up in less than 2 weeks. We've been together for more than 10 years, with no history of fighting, separation, etc. Pure bliss, for me, laughs, family trips, growing businesses, yard projects, 2 beautiful young boys. It's been a blast. Here's the rundown. 1. The new job, boss, and the first weird night. This past year my wife interviewed at a highly respected long-term care facility and was subsequently offered a high-up position by the guy who is now her boss. Since taking the job she's talked very highly of this guy and his focus on family, success, and of course, how he believes in her ability to succeed at the company. Fast forward a few months, and there I sit, incredibly suspicious of some recent, out-of-character actions. While this new role brings in some out-of-office activities, golf, fundraisers, etc., some of the stuff just stunk of something. I wasn't suspecting anything in particular, but over time, my intuition was screaming that something is wrong with someone or something. There was a night in early June where I found myself pacing the house in terror that something happened to my wife while out for drinks and dinner with the coworkers after a golf tournament or something. At one point, she said she would be home in an hour. That came, and then another hour, and then a third hour. She and I share our locations on our iPhones. Why? Because we have 2 little boys and figured it can't hurt to know each other's whereabouts, and her location was stuck in the same place, side of a busy road, nowhere near where she said she was going. Her phone kept going to voicemail. I thought she may have been in an accident. Finally, on the brink of calling the police, she calls me to say she is on her way home. I tell her how terrified I was and she explained that her phone died and she was in a coworker's car without a charger. Weird. That has never happened before. She's never, ever been out late and not checked in with me. I attributed it to the brand new job, new coworkers, and her efforts to fit into the social scene with this new role of hers. Her story did add up for the most part. The road where her last location before the dead phone's location was shared wound up being on the way to a restaurant they were supposedly at. Still, this disconnected behavior had never happened before with her. It was just so out of place. Fast forward a couple of months. My wife has become obsessed with her workouts, her weight, wanting a bigger chest. Her morning routine in the bathroom has become longer and longer. Keep in mind, my wife is far more fit than your average gym goer. She has nothing to worry about. She's gorgeous. 2. Meeting him, and the obscure, tucked away parking lot. A day came in early August where she invited her boss and some coworkers over to my house for some daytime drinks after a race they all ran together. I thought to myself, I finally get to meet this amazing boss that I hear so much about. They arrived and that's when everything hit me. This guy, while much older than me, is handsome for his age, almost 60, but somehow incredibly awkward. Not once did he look me in the eye, and when I shook his hand, it was soaked with sweat. That's when my intuition screamed again, steering my suspicions toward him. He didn't stay long, and he didn't interact with my wife. He barely said a word to anyone, other than to ask me what high school I went to while looking in another direction. He just basically drank a beer and left. Following that, the last coworker to stay winds up inviting his GF and her daughter over. After a bunch of drinks, my wife was very convincing to invite them over for an impromptu dinner party. That all happened, and this guy and his GF left around 8 p.m. Now is the point where everything starts getting narrowed. In the days leading up to this morning race with her coworkers, my wife had been talking about getting drinks with her friend later that night to celebrate a birthday. She was back and forth with wanting to go, and then when her coworker left for the day, she decided that she was going to go. She went upstairs, dolled herself up, and came down looking awesome. She kissed me goodbye and left for a bar on the east side of town. Her entire demeanor was incredibly awkward, and I had to ask, "Are you okay to drive?" She said yes, I only had 2 throughout the day. I am not going to be out too late. I don't remember for sure, but I think she may have even asked me to wait up for her. I put on a movie or something and chilled out. Less than an hour went by, and I thought it was weird that she never texted me to let me know that she got there. Here comes the old Apple location. I pulled up her location to see that she made it okay, and to my utter confusion, her location was showing at work. Not exactly the office she works at, but a building tucked away, across the street from her main building. One that I know she has never mentioned working in. It took some time to figure out where this was exactly, but there was no question. My thoughts were, did she turn around? Is she trying to make a call? What is she doing there? Why was I so suspicious of her boss this morning? Why did she decide to go back out? That's not like her. Why is she there? There is no logical reason for her to have driven west and parked at work. She said she is meeting a group for drinks on the east side of town, completely unrelated to any of her coworkers. She comes home not long after, awkwardly over-smiling as she greets me on the couch. She was gone for a total of an hour, max. I am still not completely sure what is going on. She keeps telling me how much she loves me. She hops on top of me and we make love. For a split second during this, I thought to myself, is it possible that she was just with someone else and less than 10 minutes ago? No way. I convinced myself that she was out of sorts and parked in that lot to make a call or something. Dumb. I know. 3. The kid's new friend. Over the next few weeks into July, things seem fine, and I somehow put number 2 in the back of my mind. Our sons have been going to summer camp, surprisingly enough, on the campus where she works. Some intense issues at her job either required me to pick up kids, or she would have her coworkers, guess who, watch them for a few minutes. I learned of the many times that this boss of hers had my kids in his office, giving them snacks and letting them play on his computer. They got to know him. She mentioned how much she loved the support of this new team. 4. The hotel. We take a week to go away to the beach with my wife's family. We spent every day on the beach. My wife and I took the kids on bike rides. It was pretty good. We both jumped back into a hectic work week, starting with my wife asking if I can pick up the kids midweek so that she can go out with her coworkers. I was kind of thrown off by this because it was our eldest son's first day of kindergarten and we had just gotten back from vacation. I thought it weird that she would put a work outing over being with her son after his school on his first day. She said that one of her female coworkers was having a tough time in a divorce and wanted to organize a little golf outing followed by dinner/drinks to catch the first preseason football game. What I thought to be weird was that, during the week we were at the beach, this plan also included her female coworker grabbing a hotel because she lives far away. My wife said that she was thinking about catching up with her there before golf because of the rough stuff she was going through. I think this is strange but keep my thoughts inside. I agree to pick up our kids so she can do this. Now, keep in mind, I pick my kids up at an after-school program at my wife's place of work. I don't mind getting them, but this was a little strange since they are at her work and within a few minutes from our house. I work 40 minutes away, so it was a little inconvenient given that I would have to leave my business early to get the kids on our first week back. The day comes. We take pictures in the morning for my son's first day of kindergarten. Together. We walk him down together. She's rushing because she doesn't want to be late for work. I have a video of this on my phone. We have been talking about this day for the entire end of preschool and throughout the summer. Here it is, and my wife is being weird, not herself. She is usually so invested in stuff like this. We see him walk into his class and I can barely keep up with my wife on the walk back to our house. She is like this normally, but I thought she would take exception to her son's first day. We got back and she was in her car and off to work seemingly frantic. Later in the day I barely get out of my business in time to be on time for the 45-minute drive to get the kids. There's a temporary road shut down for construction. Then there's heavy, unusual traffic on the highway. I am running late. Everything is against me. As I sit in traffic, my mind starts to race. This makes no sense. Why would she have me get the kids? It was our eldest's first day of school. Why is she out tonight? Doesn't she want to see him and be together? I panic because this is also our son's first day at the after-school program, and I know I am going to be late at this point. I call my wife. She doesn't answer. She knows I am picking the kids up. Why would she ignore my call? We are in this together. Wait, he's going to a hotel before golf. WTF. Am I stupid? Yes, it sounds that way. Nothing is going on. I feel so weird. In traffic, I pull out the phone again, hating what's become of me and this location thing. Her location, a hotel in the city where she works and we live, further from the golf course than one would expect. God. There is no way that she is there with her boss. If she is, I bet they are all there and they are at the bar getting drinks. But why at a hotel? I call the aftercare number because I can't get a hold of my wife who is currently at a hotel with her female coworker. The after-school person says no need to panic, the kids will be fine. Just take your time and get here when you can. I get closer and closer to getting off the highway and on toward the direction of my wife's work, where the aftercare program is. Now, coincidentally, my GPS has me getting off right near the on-ramp by this hotel she is at. As I continue closing on the ramp, 10 minutes late for picking up my kids, and stupidly watching my wife's location while driving and debating whether or not I have the guts to just be 5 more minutes late, jump off to the hotel, and confirm my fears. Her location starts moving, and she's leaving. And by some wild stroke of a dumbfounded chance of traffic jams 45 minutes away, the particular hotel, and the route my GPS has me on to exit the highway to get our kids, she drives by the opposite direction getting onto the highway. Panicking at the opportunity to catch something, I don't see her car, or the car that I know her boss drives. Remember, he's been to my house and has met me. I am trying not to drive off the highway at this point. Damn it. I missed. She went right by me. God help me if this is real. My heart is racing just recalling this moment. She must have been in a room for an hour. Denial and guilt set in. I feel awful for tracking her, but try to justify it in my mind through the horrible feeling inside of me. What is happening to me? I picked the kids up 10 minutes late, still frazzled as to why my wife wouldn't answer, but in absolute terror at the fact there's now a chance this could be happening. She still hadn't called me back. My kids feel so dependent on my hands, and I am terrified for them. I finally hear from her after the kids and I are home eating. I think I sent her a picture of all of us hanging out with our shirts off. Her response, "Gosh, I love you guys." Before bed, the kids and I FaceTime her, which is not something we typically do. I was kind of thinking I should so she can't avoid showing me who she's with. She answers, and they are at a bar, but her boss isn't there it seems. Phew. Maybe she was at the hotel with her female coworker. Then one of my kids asks, "Where is so-and-so?" You know, the guy that gives them snacks when they visit the office. The camera pans and there he is, grinning, waving at my kids. We say goodnight and I put the kids down. She finally comes home an hour or so later. She is so thankful that I was able to get the kids, take care of them, make them dinner, put them down, etc. She tells me how much she loves me, and we have some really good sex. I feel so messed up. I feel violated. 5. The smoking gun. 3 days later my wife and I are waking up in bed on a Sunday morning. We have plans to take the kids hiking for the day. My wife immediately rolls over to her phone, but I don't think anything of it. She quickly gets out of the house for her routine early morning run. I walk downstairs and turn on her iPad, which just so happens to be one of the devices we share for music. Coincidentally, an update ran the night before, but I don't know if this has anything to do with what's next. As I am opening Apple Music to put some early morning tunes on, a text message notification pops up. I had not seen this on this iPad before. It was an emoji-filled message from her boss reading something like "Good morning, bae. It's a beautiful day for a run." I tap it without thinking. It opens up a subsequent message revealing that my wife texted him as soon as she woke up. I panicked and deleted the message. WTF was I thinking? Either way, I now see the smoking gun, and fear, distrust, disgust, and violation set in. My wife returns from her run, and I am angry, but I don't yell. I repeat his text message to her in my own words. She is confused and weirded out. I take her hand and walk her into our dining room, sit her down, and put my eyes 6 inches from hers. "Me, what is going on with you and your boss?" Her, "What?" I, "Nothing. He's my boss. He's almost 60 years old." She looks like she's seen a ghost. "Me, we have 2 beautiful boys in the other room. What are you doing?" I explain the text messages. Her, "Nothing, I swear. Bae is just something we all call each other and he and I are in a friendly Apple Watch competition. I told him I was going to run. I swear nothing is going on." I walk away. I am thinking that I shouldn't have said anything. I should have held it together, let the text messages keep rolling in, and got my confirmation from something that won't lie to me. But I don't want to keep spying and sneaking. I am desperate for her to just come clean. We awkwardly drive to our hike. She's weird the whole way, obviously. We finish a pretty long, quiet hike with the kids. They pass out on the ride back and I bring the morning text message up to her again. I tell her that it is killing me, and the fact that someone texted her first thing on a Sunday morning tells me what's on my mind. She immediately agrees how bad it appears, obviously having thought about it the whole day. She isn't denying that. She does deny that anything is going on, however. Meanwhile, the hotel in number 4 is still burning a hole in the side of my skull. Later that night, we talk about the text message again over a bottle of wine. I thought it might bring more out. No luck, just more denial and reassurance of no wrongdoing. That's all I have at the moment. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I should go from here. I will update you all soon enough. What do you think about all of this? What do you think OP should do? Do you want to see the update of this story? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to see the update of this story. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload.